Hello and welcome to the Late Night Knits podcast with me, Alex. So I hope you like my backdrop. I've just made a new backdrop. If you've watched my Instagram, you'll have seen me painting it white. I made a little reel about it. I've also got this lovely frame that I got from a friend, and yeah, I thought I'll just put a nice bit of artwork or something in there. If there's anything you want me to put in there, I might be able to felt something like that. I thought that might be quite cool. So if you've got any ideas, put something in the comments below. So happy Mother's Day. I'm not sure if this will be going out today. Right, I'm not sure if the last filming I did actually worked because it looked a little bit blurry when I looked back on my camera, and this happened last week, so that's why it's been a little bit of a while since I filmed, because I filmed for like 40 minutes and then it was all blurry and I just thought, no, it's not fair, and I gave up a little bit. Sorry, but hopefully this week is a bit more good and I've got my new backdrop, so I felt quite good about it, so yay! Right, so into what I was going to talk about today, which is the Fluffy Friendskal, and it's nearly April now, so this cal runs from February, March, April, and I've seen loads of people on Instagram just showing love for the Fluffy Friendskal. Carrie from My Wool Mittens is doing some purple and black mitts, which kind of have a little bit of it's like a Ponyland mitts motif, she said, but I think she's got a little other motif from somewhere else. But yeah, it looks really cute, and you should look on the hashtag because it's really nice. And then I don't know if I mentioned Charlie Button Yarns. She's done a lovely natural version of my headband. And from Yarn and Yarns is doing a Dot the Dress Up box monster. I know she said she was doing something for her niece. So yeah, she's hand spun her own yarn. I know there's a fluff to stuff cal going on, so there are lots of people putting nice fibre things up. So that's really nice to have a little look at, follow of that hashtag as well. So I thought I'd show you what I've been getting up to on the Fluffy Friendskal front. I've got this sleeve, and I've finished this sleeve, so I'm just going to graft it on. I haven't really done a jumper before, and I just found it quite tricky having to sort of do the sleeve. You have to turn the work, turn your piece all the way around, and it's been a bit tricky, so I'll be glad to, I did that separately and put it together, so I'll be glad to have that done. I can't remember what the guy's name is, an American guy, Justin, I think that's his name, not Bearded Pearl Justin, but this is like a guy, or maybe he isn't called Justin. Okay, I can't remember what his name is. He wears a hat. And he said that some people use a Lazy Susan. So a Lazy Susan is a bit like a potter's wheel, and it just spins around, and usually you'd have it on a dining table, and you could put, like if you had a Chinese takeaway, you could put the different foods on a different place and just turn it around. So yeah, so then it wouldn't be annoying, but I don't know. Anyway, so I'm getting on with that, which is good because it's, if I do it in the next month or so and she doesn't have a growth spurt for a while, then it might fit her for a year. And then next time maybe I'll do something without colour work and in like Aran weight because it'll be way faster. You sort of don't realise colour work, you have to do more to fill as much of the garment because it brings the tension in and tightens it up. But yeah, the benefit of colour work, of course, is that you're really nice and warm, which so this is what I've been working on recently. and it's colourwork gloves. My hands have been getting so cold this winter with all the snow, and I never wear gloves, and I just thought, oh, that'd be nice, wouldn't it? So yeah, that's going to keep me nice and warm. I've done the rest of it and I've kind of written up a pattern for it, so I hope I can remember that. And yeah, it's keeping my fingers really lovely and toasty. I don't think I could go back to normal gloves after this because they're so warm. It's all Berlin Yarn Company yarn. It's the Hebridean Cheviot, and yeah, I quite like this, but I think next time I would probably use some of this with the white and the Chile, and like, I think it's called no, this is Skier, which is Reef, and this is Monad, which is Moor. I think they might be all Gaelic words because it's Hebridean. I think where she lives is in the Hebrides. I bought that quite a long time ago, but she does a poppy red now, so I might treat myself to that. That might be later on. So I thought I'd talk to you a little bit about bats to hats, and that's another cowl that I'm going to be starting. I think I'll probably start it maybe June or July time, and I've really enjoyed the process of sending something to someone to get made into bats. Nikki from Eden Gotland Sheep has sent me some bats back. I don't know if I told you, I sent off some Ushant and alpaca, and she made it into 50-50 Ushant alpaca. It was only a sample, but yeah, it's come back and it's really nice, so I'm going to show you. Oh, I'm so happy with this. Look at that Ushant stripe in there and the brown alpaca. It's so lovely. I'm so looking forward to spinning with this. And she sent me some of her Gotland alpaca as well. I ordered that because I thought I'd just see what that lovely Gotland's going to be like, because I'd heard about it from Fibre Tales. I've taken another bit of footage outside, so I'm going to show you that as well, and it's really nice and light and you can see the colours, and there's actually a nice stripe through one of them, so next time I might try and get her to emphasise that, because she does do humbug stripes. So this is, I asked her to make it into rovings, because she did suggest it, and I thought, oh, actually it's a bit easier than a bat, like this. So this is a bat. It's a bit like what you find inside a quilt, which is called batting. And she just puts it on, she puts it through a machine, and it's like a massive drum carder on rollers. And yeah, so this is the Ushant alpaca. The black is the Ushant, and the alpaca I sent was a bit of white alpaca, I think, and a bit of fawn alpaca, and a bit of a mixture as to the Ushant, but yeah. She did a really good job, and I'm really happy with what turned out. I'm going to put some of it on my Etsy. I'll probably put batches of 100 grams, but I've only got a small amount, so it'd just be a little bit, but if you want it, it'll be in my Etsy shop as soon as I've taken some nice pictures. Check out Eden Gotland Sheep on Facebook to see a video of my bats being made. Nikki said I could share the next 2 photos of hers. Thanks, Nikki! And this is what I've made so far. I'm not the most even spinner, but this is just, she sent me some, like the lint from the rollers. She put it in a little bag, and I thought, oh, I'll use that just to see how it spins before I use the good stuff. Yeah, and I've been doing that on my Ashford Traveller, which I need to tighten it. I need to find an Allen key actually, because it's come a little bit loose. I've been putting it through its paces maybe, but you can, I think it's, I don't know what they're called. I can't remember if the maidens are the bit that holds the bobbins, or if, anyway, the bit that supports the wheel, it's connected by Allen screws, and I need to tighten them up I think, because it's coming a bit loose. It's been quite interesting finding out the mechanics of the spinning wheel, and I think it's really important when you've got a bit of kit to know how to look after it. It's a bit like having a car, isn't it? Anything with a wheel, you need to look after it. So that's that, and I'm really happy with how that came out, and I'm so glad that Chris mentioned her, Chris from Witchwood Spinner. I might put a little information thing there to the 12 Skeins of Christmas where I talked about her, because I spun some Jacob spats and I didn't realise at the time Nikki made those as well, and they're really nice. So otherwise at the moment I've really been practicing my carding skills. So I've made these into rollags, and I watched a few videos to make my rollags better, and it's really helped. Yeah, I can't remember who I watched. Serafina Fiber maybe? And I was watching her drum carder go videos, and it's kind of weirdly addictive to watch that kind of process, just putting the raw fleece in and seeing the bats that come out. It's kind of, and then the different colours that go in. It's quite addictive to watch in a weird way. So this is Shetland. This is just from someone local to me who's given me some fleece. It's got a lovely crimp, it's really white once you've washed it, and yes, obviously some of it's a little bit harder because the sheep have little guard hairs, and the bits by the neck are supposed to be a lot softer, so some of it's going to be more soft than other bits. But it's been really interesting finding out how to get the most out of the fleece. Yeah, oh, here it is. I've got this, and it's just has the right amount of sheepy grease left in it to go through nice and smoothly. A problem I had this time actually it was on this one, so halfway through you know, when you've got the little orifice, like it's sucked in the end, and then it spun around so quickly I couldn't see where it was. So what I do when I've finished spinning is I make sure I've got a big bit of fluff on that's a different colour, so I definitely know where it is, so when I'm going to start spinning next time, I know where it is. Now the problem is, inside here is a second leader string, because I couldn't find where the wool had stopped, so it's a bit tricky. So I just tied on an extra bit of wool and started spinning onto that. So when I unwind it and put it on the niddy noddy, I might have to cut it, I might have to sacrifice a bit of it to find out where the end is. If anyone has any tips on how they avoid that, yeah, feel free to mention in the comments below. What else? Oh yes, speaking of orifices, this is a hook that I found recently. I'll tell you the tale. I was sitting upstairs and I have no idea where the little copper orifice hook that I had originally is. No idea what that is. Tried to fashion I tried to fashion a Kirby grip into a little hook, but I'm not Superman, so I didn't manage to do that. And then I saw that I had my box of crochet hooks next to me, and I thought, oh okay, I can just put a crochet hook in there and pull out the wool. But it was still a bit tricky. And then I remembered, so when my grandma died, I obviously inherited the stash, and I got a load of random bits, you know, like you get random rag rigging tools I found. I think there's one that might be a ribbon, like it looks a bit like a crochet hook, but it has a long hole in the end. Maybe it's for threading ribbon. Anyway, I got a few little bits. And this one, I never knew what it was, but I always thought, well, that's a bit fancy. And it turns out you can poke it through the orifice in a spinning wheel, hook the wool and pull it back out. So it's an orifice threading hook, and it was perfect. And I thought, that's exactly what I need, and it's really fancy. So it's just steel. And I kind of imagine, I think that's just a plate. I think it might be hollow in the middle because it's not heavy. Yeah, and I've been looking around. Oh gosh, my leg's getting, oh no, can't feel my leg. Ugh, I should stop sitting on my leg really, because I'll get pins and needles. So I looked at the V&A website, I looked on some internet sites, I've asked people I know who do spinning, and there's not many people that know about any sort of antique or sort of interesting threading hooks, and it might be a bit niche, might be a little bit of a geeky topic to research, but I thought, oh, I wonder if, you know, people must have random fancy ones maybe. And I looked on the V&A website, but I couldn't find any. But I thought there must be some amazing ones historically that people have had made out of bone or gold leaf or things that you could look at. But I can't seem to find any. But I wondered if anyone might have any in collections. So if you know about any, comment below and I'll try and Google it and maybe I can find some more information on it. That'd be really cool. In the meantime, I did think, well, I've got a bit of blackthorn in the hedge. I'll take that and I'll whittle it into one of these maybe, or maybe I'll try and carve it. And then, you know, picture hanging hooks, I could screw one of them in the end and make something that looks a bit oldie-woldy. Now, I usually go to a festival. I didn't go last year because it wasn't on, but it's like 4 days and it's kind of like adult scout camp. You do loads of games, you can play capture the flag, sort of another thing called escape and evade. It's like hide and seek. They do escape rooms. You can do paddle sports for like workshops. So all the day there's different workshops that you can go on, and juggling and dancing and all sorts of stuff. Really fun. And I did whittling. Only the little butter knife. I think we might have done a magic wand workshop one year as well. But yeah, my whittling skills aren't amazing, but you know, practice makes perfect. Oh, I think that's about everything that I was going to say, really. It's a bit breezy outside. Went on a walk yesterday and it rained a bit, but it was quite sunny. But it's quite windy. I don't know if there's a storm going on somewhere, but it's a little bit nippy out. A bit nicer staying inside. Yeah, but oh yeah, I made some hot cross buns. My camera turned off, and I'm not sure if I did, if I was talking about hot cross buns or not, but anyway, I'll put you some pictures of the hot cross buns if they are here, so you can enjoy that. And I'm hoping that I'll have caught myself talking about spinning as well. If I haven't, I'll just do a voiceover. Okay, oh yeah, and I told you about the weather, so breezy with a chance of showers. It's not sunny. Yeah. Okay. So I hope you have a great weekend, and yeah, hopefully it won't be so long before the next late night knits podcast.
It's really enchanting. It makes me feel like a child again.
At the end of April, I'll be releasing the name of the winner for the fluffyfriendskal. And oh yeah, I wanted to say thank you so much for sending a coffee to me. Someone sent me a coffee, so that's really nice. It's really nice to know that you're all enjoying watching my podcast, that it's worth making my little videos. Yeah, and thanks for watching, and yeah, I'll see you next time, so take care, and yeah, comments below if you'd know about any of these orifice hooks. That'd be really interesting. Okay, bye. Uh-oh.